Hey guys, while I'm off work bored to death, waiting to go back, recuperating from ankle surgery, just doing some videos showing off some of my stuff. This is one about true crime collectibles slash pop culture slash just interesting stuff. Oddball stuff. I like oddball stuff too. So this one on top looks like just a run-of-the-mill autobiography, right? But it's actually uh, I got it off Kijiji. It's a buy and sell here in Canada. Paid $5 for it and got it with the intention to read it. But then I noticed, boom, signed by the man himself in ballpoint pen. He just passed away recently. I'm glad to have it in my collection. It's a cool piece of history. A lot of people don't like crime history and stuff like this, but I love it. Just very interesting to me, and like it or not, it is history. So the next thing I got, Diane got it for me actually. Surprised me with it. Sammy the Bull I've been following for a while. He was John Gotti's underboss. And they got busted. He ended up flipping on John Gotti. He got 5 years in prison. Now Gotti, basically a lot of people say put Sammy in that position. I could see where people would think that. Anyway, he got a 5 year sentence and he was supposed to do time in the witness protection program afterwards for 19 murders. So while he was in the witness protection program, he became a kingpin of a multi-million-dollar ecstasy ring, I guess. And he got caught again and he ended up doing 19 years. Or he got sentenced to like 19 years, but he did 17 and a half, something like that, in the ADX Supermax. That's the one in the States. It's in Colorado. It's got the Unabomber Ted Kaczynski. It had Gaspipe Casso, another mobster. Just a bunch of high-profile inmates in there. So he's got it. I followed him to see all the way until he got out on parole, just to see what he was going to do. Because I knew he was going to be up there in age when he got out. But it turns out he started a successful YouTube channel. He's got a huge following and he's doing well and keeping out of trouble. But Diane got him to send me a Christmas card. As you can see, it's a customized card. It's got him and his pooch on it. And it's personalized in gold pencil to Neil. And nice card, him and his pooch. And then over here from Sammy the Bull. Yeah. Say what you want, but I think the guy's a survivor. Like, look what the guy's been through in his life. I would love to have a talk with him and just hear stories for hours. Yeah, I was pretty stoked getting that in the mail. And lastly is something pretty interesting. So this card here, this is from the generation of cards that they made, I don't know how many, but we all bought them in the 90s and a lot of them turned out worthless. This one, up until a few years ago, was a 10-cent common, this Mark Jackson guy, okay? I believe it's a 1990 Hoops card. Yeah, 1990 Hoops. Okay, so from 1990 up until just a few short years ago, it went unnoticed just as a regular card. But then one day a collector was going through and just said, look at who's in the front row. See those two guys? I'm trying to get it so that it doesn't make them too blurry. Do they look familiar from the 90s? I'll put the card down so I'm not shaky here. I gotta get a ring light too. But those two guys there, those are the Menendez brothers, Eric and Lyle. If you look those brothers up, they killed their parents. They were wealthy, and what happened was they killed their parents for the inheritance money. Made it look like they did it. I think they said they were molested or something like that. It's, you can Google it. It's the Menendez brothers. They're still in prison all these years later. But this picture here shows them after they killed their parents and they got courtside seats. And it's before they were arrested, obviously. And they're spending the inheritance money that they killed their parents for. Up until that was discovered on the card, it was a 10-cent card, and then it shot up to 20 or 30, whatever. I don't know what it is now. Funny thing is, the Menendez brothers are in prison, and somebody interviewed them a year or two ago. They had no idea they were on this basketball card until the interviewer told them. All these years, and they had no idea that they were on a Hoops basketball card. Thank you to my buddy Charbel. When I seen the article about this being discovered, I mentioned it to him, and he said, wow, I've got like a bunch of boxes of unopened Hoops 1990 cards. He paid like next to nothing for them like 15 years ago or something like that. But he went through them, opened up a bunch of packs, and got a few of these cards, and he knew that I wanted one bad, and he hooked me up with one. So, Charbel, if you're watching, big thank you, buddy. But anyway, just some oddball interesting stuff from my collection. I just wanted to show it off. Stuff you might not see every day, or might see every day, but might not notice what's special about it. Anyway, take care, guys. Have a good one.